Guys, my name is Palpatine Bricks, and today we have the entire wave of 2004, including all the UCS sets, the poly bags, and the mini sets. We'll be taking a look at every single set that was released in this year specifically, see how many pieces, how many UCS sets, and how many different types of sets, and why they released the sets in specific. Let's check it out. This wave of 2004 sets, we had 16 sets coming from 3 poly bags to 4 mini sets and then to the normal standard sets. But what happened in this year, there was a lot of different colors in box art. So they were testing, getting confused in which box arts worked the most, from the black box edition box arts to the blue box edition box arts. There was 2 different sets that specifically got changed in these colors, which include the Millennium Falcon and the Snowspeeder, which I will be also showing you today. But starting us off, we got these 3 poly bags. The first one being the smallest one, which is 6964 Boba Fett Slave 1. It's the smallest set in this entire wave. Then we've got a TIE Interceptor. I've put it in this bag just to keep its integrity. 6965 TIE Interceptor, and you've got the back. And then the third smallest poly bag we've got is 6963, the X-Wing Fighter. So those are the 3 poly bags that got released in 2004. Now we get on to the 4 mini builds that were also in the year before, which was 2003. So we've got the 4493 Sith Infiltrator. That's the front of the box, and that's the back showing off the other 4 that got released that year. Then we've got the ATT, which is the best mini building set. 4495 this time, and it's got 63 pieces. Really nice box art, actually. Really nice build, and it shows off the other 4 as well. Then we've got the 4492 Star Destroyer mini building set with the planet there in the background. Also the exact same thing at the back. And then last but not least, we've got the 4494 Imperial Shuttle, which is very nice as well. Love the colors, and the same thing at the back. So virtually those 4 sets there are the same size, sort of same shape in size as well in terms of pieces. The box size, as you can see, I picked up 2 right here. They're both the identical and the same at the back. So nothing weird about that. But let's take a look at the smallest size set. So the smallest size set we've got is the 4500 Rebel Snowspeeder. Now, this actually got released in a blue version, as you can see right here in this 2-in-1, which we'll be taking a look at as well. But this is the black edition box. So the Millennium Falcon had the same exact thing with the black edition box, which is pretty interesting. It comes with 3 minifigures, being Luke Skywalker, a Dark Router, I think, and a Rebel Soldier. Actual size, dimension. So this is the actual size of the figures themselves. And then the back of the model shows off all the little features, the minifigures, the alternate build, the different sets that got released that year. So we got the X-Wing that got released in that year, as well as the Millennium Falcon in that year as well. And obviously all the snow speeders there in the background. Shows off all the little builds and stuff for the set itself. And it also gets this little antenna which you can place in your Hoth build if you would like to. So that's pretty neat. Now, taking a look at some of the bigger set. This is the second time we got an introduction of arm printing. The set that actually had arm printing was Cloud City, but this one has a Greedo minifigure with arm printing as well. It's got Han Solo, Greedo, Luke, Obi-Wan, and a snowtrooper. A stormtrooper, not a snowtrooper. And we've got the animal there as well. I don't know why it only shows the stormtrooper there at the top. That's the actual scale of the figure itself. It gives you a land speeder as well as a little piece of the Mos Eisley Cantina, as well as the creature itself. So this is a really nice combination of different types of things in a set. So you don't only get one build, you get 3 things. So you get a vehicle, an animal, as well as a building. So it's a nice incorporation of all 3 things that was on Mos Eisley Cantina and those scenes. Now this also, I believe, had a black edition box art as well. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think that's what it was. It has 5 minifigures, which is actually the most minifigures we had in a set in this year, which I already said was Luke, Ben Kenobi. I don't know why they said Ben Kenobi there. Han Solo, Greedo, and a Stormtrooper. So it gives you a little bit of an alternate build with the building on top of the animal. And it gives you the scenes of the movie and opening of the engine of the land speeder. So that's set number 4501. Probably the most expensive, or the second most expensive set in this year due to those minifigures in there. But let's take a look at the X-Wing next. Also a set that had a blue edition box. This was the set 4502 X-Wing Fighter with the original trilogy edition. So the other one would have a blue box art, so it would be extremely similar, except for it be blue. So this one's got black accents. The other ones have blue, as you can see there. It has a Yoda's heart, which is probably the coolest thing that got released in an X-Wing ever. And we got Luke training R2-D2 and Yoda himself. And then, obviously, on Dagobah, when the X-Wing was stuck inside that lake, 563 pieces, ages 8 to 12. The side shows off the same thing as the front, as you can see there. And the back shows off the X-Wing being opened. Then the X-Wing from the top. Some of the sets from that year, like the TIE Fighter Collection, the X-Wing and the Millennium Falcon. Opening and closing of those wings. The alternate builds that look like mechs. And then also the Yoda's heart opening and closing. And the X-Wing being encased in that lake. I love this set. This is a very nice set. Probably the most unique X-Wing we have ever gotten out of Lego Star Wars. I know we had the Poe Dameron's X-Wing and the Resistance X-Wing later on in the years, but this was something different. It was based on that original trilogy movie with Yoda's heart, so that is a very good set for this year. Sort of set that was sort of that small size of sets was the TIE Advanced versus Y-Wing, and we've got the original trilogy edition. This didn't have a blue edition by itself. It's the TIE Fighter and Y-Wing set. As you can see, it has two sets in one. I love this box art. It's very clean and neat. Same thing as that X-Wing. We've got the same picture there in the background. We've got them landed in the hangar with the three minifigures of being Darth Vader, Luke, and that droid. Opening of the TIE Advance and seeing Darth Vader inside. Opening of the Y-Wing. Opening up of a bomber thing there, and them being dismantled in the hangar bay with all three minifigures. It doesn't show off the minifigures in the one-of-one format as usual, but it shows them in poses there on the top of the box, which is pretty cool to see. I do love this set and its shininess by far from the other ones. Four sets that were massive is these three here. There is another one, which is the Millennium Falcon Standalone Black Edition and Standalone Blue Edition. I have them both. They're just in the mail, so I'm just not going to have them on the table right this second. But we've got a special 2-in-1 pack, the TIE Fighter Collection, as well as the single UCS set in this year, which was the Y-Wing. But that's the four last big sets that were in this year. The collection came with 4 different TIE Fighters, one with one not seeing ever. I've never seen it in the movie ever. Let me know if you guys have seen it. 2 normal standard TIE Fighters and a TIE Advanced. The set number is 10131 TIE Fighter Collection with the original trilogy edition printed on the bottom. It's 8+, so any kid can probably play with it, and it's in the Death Star trench. Same photo that the X-Wing and that Y-Wing versus Advanced had picture there. We've got the cool TIE Fighter there at the background, which I've never seen before. Oh, Droid TIE, that's what it's called. Droid TIE, TIE Fighter, TIE Advanced, and TIE Fighter. So you've got all of them printed there on the back, showing off how they exit the TIE Advanced, Darth Vader sitting inside, and then 3 of them at the back, and also them jumping and throwing bombs inside the droid TIE. It's a pretty cool set. I do like this set a lot. A lot of people do forget that this set itself existed, but it was a very cool set to have in 2004.